Heading into the Big Ten playoffs tomorrow at Penn State, the Badger men's hockey team is tied for 5th in the conference with a 5-5-4 record. Not necessarily a season that inspires excitement.
But Danica Lewis introduces us to a man with infectious enthusiasm that doesn't end with hockey. That's new at 10 and only on News 3 Now.
You've heard the saying, it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all.
Losing's not fun, but it's inevitable.
The Badger faithful know that well.
It takes an extraordinary act for me to not be at a hockey game.
In a sea of 17,000, getting singled out requires proven loyalty.
Here we go.
The kind of consistency you'll find in Section 126.
I mean, when it's hockey season, I plan everything Fridays and Saturday nights around hockey games. Big deal.
Jeff Barrette guesses he's spent the last 15 years worth of winter weekends at the Kohl Center. You lose track when you love a team this much.
Shot on goal. The thrill of being there when something special happens. That moment that you know that you're on top of the heap, that it's your team that just won. The feeling is just great, just fantastic. That and beating Minnesota.
As much as you'd think a center ice Santa Claus would stand out on his own, you might know Jeff not by how he looks, but how he cheers.
Hey! I said, okay, fine. So I'll see if I can get the crowd charged up. So I started doing that. And then they started putting me on during the game. And the students were the ones that picked up on it first, and they started doing it, and then after that, it just kind of snowballed from there.
Very rare that you saw a defenseman go behind the net and look for it.
It was all by accident. Seriously.
Years fastened to his season seats, like the pins that weigh down his signature cap.
That was another accident. I used to have about 20 years worth of programs.
A retired fleet services repairman for the city.
33 years, 5 months, and 8 days.
Jeff spends the warmer months revving up his Harley.
People ask, why do you ride a motorcycle? It's real easy. I can't afford an airplane.
When a biking buddy lost his battle to cancer, Jeff searched long and hard for something he would love. When he couldn't find an urn that made the cut, he made one himself.
I think it really portrays what biker's all about. I mean, it's a real motorcycle cylinder, and the ones we use right now have actually been used, so as my partner says, they breathe fire.
Ever since he decided to remember his friend in this way, Jeff's been securing platinum nuts and bolts to cylinders and creating custom pieces for a rider's last rest. He worked hard to patent the concept and sells them to families who have lost a Harley enthusiast. Those decades as a mechanic helped.
I actually got that from my father.
And along with inheriting his dexterity, Jeff never lost his dad's wit, even after losing him.
I said, you know, when your number comes up on that board, there's nothing you can do about it. He looked at me and says, yeah, but you don't have to go looking for the guy with the chalk. I don't know how long I'll do it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Come on. Oh. I'll do it as long as I can. I'm not a young man anymore, as you can tell by the color of my beard.
Sometimes simple things catch on, mistakes turn into a legacy. But hey. Sometimes you lose, but the love is what lasts.
Everything in life, you win and you lose. It's just how you handle it.
In Madison, Danica Lewis, News 3 Now.
Strangely enough, Jeff doesn't even skate. He says there wasn't a good place to learn growing up in Mineral Point.
And if you want to learn more about the urns, just search for Rider's Last Rest on Facebook, and you can contact Jeff through that page.